win a spectacular, entertaining, back and forth game versus a young, competitive Seattle Storm team. That front court they have is going to be one to deal with for a time to come. We'll get into that, but we got to start with the Clark Show, baby. Hey, Asia Wilson, what you got to say? Y'all still want to have a meeting at All-Star break? If we have a meeting at All-Star break, let's talk about how she broke a record. The only player in WNBA history to have 40 points and 10 assists in a single game in league history. This has been going on for 30.
Welcome back to WNBA Hoops TV. Today, we're diving into a story that has basketball fans talking everywhere, because a headline has exploded across social media claiming that the shocking truth behind Caitlin Clark's historic 45-point performance has left the WNBA in chaos. It's the kind of headline designed to stop you mid-scroll. Career-defining performance, a league-wide reaction, supporters celebrating, critics scrambling to explain it. But before we accept any dramatic headline at face value, there's an important question we have to ask. Did this historic 45-point game actually happen? In today's sports world, one viral post can spread across millions of screens within hours. Highlight clips are edited. Headlines become more dramatic. Opinions travel faster than facts. Sometimes the real story is even more fascinating than the rumor. And that's exactly where today's documentary begins. Because Caitlin Clark has become one of the biggest stories in professional basketball. Every spectacular pass becomes a headline. Every deep three-pointer dominates social media. Every record she approaches creates another wave of debate. Her impact on the WNBA has been undeniable. Attendance has surged. Television audiences have grown dramatically. Road arenas have sold out. Young fans have discovered the league for the first time. With that level of attention comes something few athletes ever experience. Every great performance is celebrated. Every difficult game is analyzed. And every extraordinary claim is instantly magnified. That's why today's story isn't just about one number. It's about understanding how legends are built and how viral narratives can sometimes outpace reality. At the time of this documentary, there is no publicly documented WNBA regular season game in which Caitlin Clark scored 45 points. She has produced several outstanding scoring performances and set multiple rookie and league records, but a verified 45-point WNBA game has not been established in the public record. So if the headline isn't supported by documented results, why has it spread so widely? Why are millions of fans sharing it? And what does it reveal about the way Caitlin Clark has changed the conversation around women's basketball? To answer those questions, we have to go back to where the expectations first began. Long before Caitlin Clark became one of the WNBA's biggest attractions, she was already redefining what people believed was possible from a college basketball player. At Iowa, she wasn't simply putting up impressive statistics. She was transforming ordinary possessions into unforgettable moments. 30-foot three-pointers, thread-the-needle assists, late-game heroics, performances that filled arenas and drew record television audiences. Night after night, she played with a confidence that felt contagious. Fans didn't just watch Iowa games to see whether the team would win. They watched because they believed something unforgettable might happen. That feeling followed Clark into the WNBA. The transition, however, was never going to be easy. Professional defenses are faster, more physical, more disciplined. Veteran players understand how to force mistakes. Coaches spend hours designing game plans to slow elite scorers. For every rookie, adapting takes time. For Caitlin Clark, the challenge was even greater because the spotlight had never been brighter. Every opponent wanted to test her. Every arena wanted to see her. Every national broadcast focused on her progress. There were spectacular moments. There were frustrating nights. There were games where her passing brilliance stole the show. There were games where opponents made every possession difficult. Yet through it all, one thing remained constant. Clark continued improving. She adjusted to the speed of the professional game. She learned when to attack. She learned when to create for teammates. She learned how to manage the pressure that comes with being one of the most recognizable faces in the sport. As her confidence grew, so did the conversations surrounding her. Every time she scored 30 points, fans wondered if 40 would come next. Every time she broke another rookie record, analysts asked what league records might eventually fall. Expectations continued climbing. That's often what happens with transformational athletes. Great performances stop surprising people. Instead, they become expected. And that's an almost impossible standard to live up to. Meanwhile, the WNBA itself was experiencing a remarkable period of growth. Attendance numbers reached historic levels. National broadcasts attracted larger audiences. Merchandise sales increased. Media coverage expanded. The league wasn't growing because of one player alone. Veteran stars, emerging talent, fierce rivalries, and increasingly competitive basketball all contributed to that momentum. But there was no question that Caitlin Clark had become one of the central figures in that story. Her presence brought millions of new viewers into the conversation. And with more viewers came more headlines. Some were completely accurate. Others exaggerated. Still others mixed real accomplishments with speculation to create attention-grabbing stories. The historic 45-point claim became part of that larger phenomenon. It wasn't just a headline. It became a case study in how modern sports conversations evolve. How quickly can a rumor spread? How easily can excitement turn into assumed fact? And why are fans so eager to believe that Caitlin Clark is capable of something extraordinary? Perhaps the answer is simple. Because throughout her basketball journey, she has repeatedly done things that once seemed impossible. But the next chapter of this story isn't about rumors. It's about the documented performances that transformed Caitlin Clark from a college superstar into one of the most influential players in professional basketball. And once those performances began stacking up, the pressure and the expectations would reach an entirely different level. By the middle of Caitlin Clark's first seasons in the WNBA, one thing had become unmistakable. She was no longer simply adjusting to professional basketball. She was helping redefine the conversation around it. Every arena she visited carried a different atmosphere. Fans lined up hours before tip-off. Children wearing Clark jerseys filled the seats during warm-ups. National television cameras followed nearly every move she made. It wasn't just because people expected her to score. It was because they expected something memorable. And that's exactly what made the historic 45-point rumor so believable to so many people. When an athlete consistently produces extraordinary moments, the line between what has happened and what people think could have happened becomes surprisingly thin. Clark had already recorded games featuring remarkable scoring outbursts, dazzling assist totals and performances that placed her among the league's brightest young stars. She had already broken rookie records. She had already rewritten parts of the WNBA record book. So when a dramatic headline appeared claiming she had erupted for 45 points, many fans barely questioned it. After all, hadn't she already done the impossible several times before? That's where today's sports culture becomes fascinating. Social media rewards speed. The first headline often spreads farther than the correction. Highlight clips circulate without context. Graphics appear without sources. Reaction videos generate millions of views before official statistics are even checked. For players, that creates an unusual challenge. Their real accomplishments are already impressive. Yet those accomplishments sometimes become mixed with exaggeration until separating fact from fiction requires careful attention. Caitlin Clark has experienced that reality more than perhaps any recent WNBA player. Every spectacular pass becomes a viral clip. Every deep three-pointer sparks comparisons with basketball's greatest shooters. Every milestone fuels another debate about where her career might eventually lead. Some conversations are based entirely on documented performances. Others begin with speculation. The 45-point story belonged to the second category. That doesn't diminish what Clark has actually achieved. If anything, it highlights how remarkable her verified accomplishments already are. She entered the league carrying enormous expectations after one of the greatest collegiate careers in basketball history. Many wondered whether her style would translate. Could she create the same magic against bigger, faster, and more experienced defenders? Could she maintain her confidence when mistakes became inevitable? Could she handle the relentless attention that came with becoming one of the most recognizable athletes in America? Those questions weren't answered overnight. There were difficult games. There were learning experiences. Veteran teams challenged her physically. Opposing defenses forced difficult decisions. Turnovers became teaching moments. Every rookie faces adversity. Clark simply faced it under a brighter spotlight than most. Yet something changed as the season progressed. The game began slowing down for her. Passes that once seemed risky became perfectly timed assists. Defensive rotations became easier to recognize. Her shooting rhythm improved. Her chemistry with teammates continued developing. Most importantly, she looked increasingly comfortable leading an offense at the highest level. Those improvements didn't happen because of one magical night. They happened because of countless hours of preparation. Film study, practice, adjustments, experience. That's often the part fans never see. Greatness isn't built only during nationally televised games. It's built in empty gyms, morning workouts, late-night recovery sessions, and conversations between coaches and players searching for tiny improvements that eventually become major breakthroughs. That process transformed Clark from an exceptional college player into an increasingly complete professional. Meanwhile, the league itself continued evolving. Veteran stars welcomed the increased attention while continuing to demonstrate why they had built the WNBA into one of the world's premier basketball leagues. Established champions kept setting high standards. Emerging stars added new excitement. Rivalries intensified. Every nationally televised matchup attracted larger audiences. Clark became one important chapter in that broader story, not the entire story. Still, her influence remained impossible to ignore. Attendance records continued falling. Road crowds reached levels many franchises had never experienced. Broadcast partners reported significant audience growth. Young fans discovered players throughout the league after initially tuning in to watch Clark. That may become one of her greatest long-term contributions. Not simply the records she breaks, but the attention she helps bring to an entire generation of elite athletes. As that visibility increased, so did the responsibility shared by fans and media alike. Excitement should never replace accuracy. Historic performances deserve celebration. Rumors deserve verification, because the real achievements are already compelling enough. The remarkable thing about Caitlin Clark isn't an unverified 45-point game. It's the documented body of work she continues building every season. Every milestone creates another challenge. Every success raises expectations. Every breakthrough encourages opponents to prepare even harder. That's the burden carried by every transformational athlete. Once you prove you're capable of greatness, people stop asking whether you'll succeed. Instead, they ask whether you'll do something even bigger next time. For Clark, that pressure has become part of everyday life. And perhaps that's the most remarkable achievement of all. She continues embracing it, game after game, arena after arena, season after season. But the biggest chapter of the story has never been about one viral headline. It's about what happens when extraordinary talent meets extraordinary expectations. Because eventually, every great player reaches a moment when statistics alone can no longer explain their impact. And for Caitlin Clark, that moment may already have arrived. Every generation of basketball has a handful of players who do more than win games. They change expectations. They change conversations. And sometimes they even change the direction of an entire sport. For many fans, Caitlin Clark has become one of those players. Not because every headline written about her is true, but because the attention surrounding her reflects something much bigger than one athlete. It reflects a league entering a new era. By the end of the season, one thing had become increasingly clear. The WNBA was no longer fighting for attention. It had it. Television ratings were climbing. Attendance reached historic levels in many markets. Road games became major events. Young fans filled arenas wearing jerseys from players across the league. Veteran stars continued showcasing why they had spent years building professional women's basketball into one of the world's most competitive leagues. And newcomers like Caitlin Clark helped introduce millions of first-time viewers to that product. That combination created something special. Experience met opportunity. History met a new generation. The result was unprecedented interest. Of course, unprecedented attention also brought unprecedented scrutiny. Every missed shot became a debate. Every highlight became a viral clip. Every controversial call became national news. Every rumor spread with incredible speed. The historic 45-point game story became one example of that reality. It reminded fans how quickly an exciting narrative can travel before anyone checks whether the underlying claim is supported by documented facts. But perhaps there was another lesson hidden beneath the headlines. People believed the story because they believed Caitlin Clark was capable of extraordinary performances. That belief wasn't created by rumors. It was created by everything she had already accomplished. Her ability to stretch defenses with deep shooting. Her remarkable court vision. Her willingness to attempt passes that many players would never consider. Her confidence during the biggest moments. Those qualities had already earned her a place among the league's most closely watched players. And that attention came with enormous responsibility. For Clark, every game represented another opportunity to grow. Not just statistically, mentally, emotionally, professionally. The transition from college superstar to professional leader is never simple. Opponents adjust. Scouting reports become more detailed. Defenses become increasingly creative. The pressure never disappears. If anything, it grows. Yet throughout that process, Clark continued demonstrating the quality that often separates good players from great ones. Adaptability. When defenses trapped her, she trusted her teammates. When opponents focused on limiting her scoring, she became a playmaker. When physical games challenged her composure, she continued competing. Those adjustments rarely generate the same headlines as a spectacular three-pointer, but they often determine long-term success. Basketball history consistently rewards players who evolve. The legends weren't remembered because they played one incredible game. They were remembered because they sustained excellence year after year. That journey is still unfolding for Caitlin Clark. Her career remains in its early chapters. There will be remarkable victories. There will be difficult losses. There will almost certainly be more records. And there will undoubtedly be more challenges. That uncertainty is what makes sports compelling. No one knows exactly what comes next. What we do know is this: the influence of players like Clark extends beyond the final score. Young athletes are watching. Future professionals are learning. Communities are rallying around women's basketball in ways that would have been difficult to imagine just a few years ago. That growth belongs to many people. Veterans who spent decades elevating the league. Coaches who developed generations of talent. Organizations that continued investing in the future. And rising stars who introduced new audiences to the game. Clark became part of that larger story. Not the only chapter, but an important one. As the conversation around women's basketball continues expanding, perhaps the most valuable lesson from this viral headline is surprisingly simple. Facts matter. The real achievements of today's players are already extraordinary. They don't need embellishment. They don't need fictional statistics. They don't need invented controversy. The truth is compelling enough. Every legitimate milestone represents years of sacrifice. Every documented record reflects thousands of hours in empty gyms. Every breakthrough is earned through discipline, resilience, and relentless work. That's what makes sports meaningful. Not rumors, not speculation, but genuine accomplishment. And that's why Caitlin Clark's story remains one worth following. Not because of headlines promising chaos, not because of unverified claims, but because every season offers another opportunity to witness authentic greatness unfold in real time. Whether the next unforgettable performance is a career high-scoring night, a record-breaking assist game, or a playoff masterpiece, fans know one thing for certain. When Caitlin Clark steps onto the floor, something memorable always feels possible. And perhaps that's the greatest compliment any athlete can receive. Not that every story told about them is true, but that their real performances have inspired people to believe almost anything is possible. Stories like this remind us why basketball is about so much more than box scores and viral headlines. It's about dedication, perseverance, teamwork, and the unforgettable moments that inspire fans across generations. If you enjoyed this documentary, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to WNBA Hoops TV, and turn on notifications so you never miss our next deep dive into the biggest stories in basketball. We're committed to exploring the history, the context, and the facts behind the moments everyone is talking about. Now it's your turn. What has been Caitlin Clark's most impressive verified performance so far? Which WNBA player do you think deserves more recognition this season? Share your thoughts in the comments. We'd love to hear your perspective and keep the conversation going. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next WNBA Hoops TV documentary.